Hello, you are watching Western Reserve News. I'm your host, Bruce Rogers, and we invite you to sit back and watch the highlights of meetings that we are doing this week. This is the week of December 7th, 2015. On Monday, December 7th, 2015, Western Reserve News was at the Lordstown Village Council meeting. On Tuesday, December 8th, 2015, Western Reserve News was at the Columbiana Board of Education meeting. On Wednesday, Western Reserve News was at the Lisbon Board of Education meeting. On Thursday, Western Reserve News was at the West Branch Board of Education meeting. At the West Branch Board of Education, a big thanks for a $10,000 donation for an educational sensory room that was made by the Eric Frank Harris Foundation.
Tonight we are thrilled to accept an overwhelming donation from the Eric Frank Harris Educational Foundation in the amount of $10,000 to install a sensory room at Knox Elementary School. Eric Harris, a Knox Elementary student and West Branch graduate, was killed in a commercial airline crash in 2006. In hopes of healing and creating a way for Eric to live forever, his family decided to take this tragedy and turn it into something positive. The foundation was created with the goal of providing a secure and creative learning environment for kids who need it. These multi-sensory rooms, dubbed Eric's Room, have been proven to help improve sensory skills in a calming space and provide an alternative and effective way for kids with special needs to learn and communicate. So Karen Harris is here tonight, and we'd like to recognize Karen, and we'd like to say thank you very much. We appreciate it. We do have one at the middle school that's very successful, so this will be the second one in the West Branch local school system.
Thank you.
Yep.
At the Lisbon Board of Education, the board gave 3 students permission to graduate early so they could join the service.
Mr. Sipke? We have a few students this year who have completed the requirements for early graduation, pending this semester's grades. And they would like to go to the service, and they would like to enroll immediately. And so they had asked for an early graduation approval from the board, which is something we didn't necessarily do very traditionally, but all the accounts added up to what we wanted them to, and they were pointed in the right direction, and I didn't see a reason to stand in the way of these guys pursuing their military service. So we have 3 names for you. We'll have the traditional names of the graduating class of 2016 later in the spring, but these 3 want to move forward.
So they got all their credits and everything?
They do. They will have their credits pending their grades here at the end of the semester. They didn't have any desire to attend our graduating ceremonies. They had, interestingly enough, they hadn't been new to us. They had just came in a year or 2 ago to our district. So they felt like there wasn't a lot of graduation ceremony needs because they just hadn't been very long here in the district. So upon your approval, we'll move forward and we'll get them with a diploma and get them on their way. Mr. Enfield, anything to add on that early graduation requirements for those 3 gentlemen?
I apologize for being late. We had an accident over at the high school with a student. She's okay. But just hearing bits and pieces of Mr. Sipke when I walked in, these 3 individuals, it's for extenuating circumstances such as being able to start their military career early, going to boot camp, and things like that. So it's hinging just as if when you approved the regular list in March for the May commencement, This is all provided they do the necessary coursework in the following weeks. But that was the rationale for this.
Okay, very good. Congratulate them
Yep.
and wish them well. The roll call, please.
Mr. Burketti?
Yes.
Mr. Hiscox?
Yes.
Mr. Gallo?
Yes.
Mrs. Grimm? Yes. Mr. Smith?
Yes.
And the Lisbon Athletic Director gives his sports report.
How about athletics, Mr. Walgate?
Yes.
Wrap up the fall for me.
All right, well, we've talked about in recent meetings about the success of the fall sports, and now we're getting started into the beginning of winter sports. So I want to take a little bit of time, let you know how our participation's going, and also wanted to touch on how financially we did at the fall sports season. Participation is up in almost every sport. High school football was up to 41 student athletes. Junior high football made the biggest jump of any sport. They had 40 middle school football players this year. So it was a huge increase, and a lot of time and effort going in from those kids. And we talked about at the beginning how they had more coaches out there, and that was one of the reasons we had to go out there and find some more volunteers to work with our kids, because we had so many participating. The volleyball program, 20 at the high school level, 19 at the junior high level. Golf had 5 members. Cross country saw an increase at the high school with 14 runners. They had 2 junior high runners. Cheerleading, 10 members. The varsity, they had 8 members at the JV and then 13 at the junior high level. And now our winter sports, boys basketball is at 20 members. They have 24 in the junior high. Girls basketball is at 15 players. Junior high girls is up to 18. And we have 1 male swimmer this year. So that is where we're at as far as participation. But we always talk about the success and everything that we have, and for the number of students we have in our school district, to have that many people participating for us is really a blessing, that we have that many kids out for these sports, putting in the extra time besides the time they're putting in for academics. Looking at the financials, volleyball, we had a little less. It was $73 less in receipts this year from our volleyball gate, but our overall report will be better, because with the new league schedule that we had no longer had any volleyball tries. So that means costs of officials were down over $300. So we were able to make up the difference there in the volleyball. Football saw an increase of $600 this season at the gate, and season passes are up $1,200. We gave families the opportunity again this year to purchase a pass for the whole season, compared to paying for one in the fall, one in the winter. Gave them the opportunity to get it all at once, give a little break in the price there, and we had a lot more families be able to take advantage of that opportunity, and therefore, you know, that may cut into our profit a little bit, but I feel we're helping out our families and those parents that have multiple kids attending multiple events each night. Our league is taking on some change. This is our first year with our tier with Columbia, Latonia, Southern, and Wellsville. Volleyball and football competed in that tier in the fall, but we're in second place. So that's good that we're doing well inside our tier and experience success. Saying that, our league will be transitioning for the 2017-2018 school year. As you may have read in the newspaper, invitations were sent out to Campbell Memorial and Brookfield to join our red division, Toronto to join the white division, which is the division we participate in, and Matthews and Wyndham were invited to join the blue division. At this time, it is being reported that Campbell Memorial and Matthews have agreed to join our league. Toronto and Wyndham are just waiting on their school board meetings, and they will be joining our league. And Brookfield has declined the invitation for the simple fact that they had jumped leagues recently. They were in the AAC, and then they were out and then back in, and they're just looking for some stability there. So the league is going to be experiencing a different change. Where that is going, we're not 100% sure right now. As this expansion is going through the process, we're just looking at that, but that will affect our schedule starting with the fall of 2017. And then some upcoming events that we have for our athletes out of the athletic department. Girls basketball is going to open up their white division play by hosting Wellsville tomorrow. The boys basketball team will begin their league play on Friday with a trip to Wellsville. The boys this season have been invited to play in a couple little showcases. The boys will be the feature game at the Hope Classic at Struthers Fieldhouse on Saturday. They will be the fourth game of the night. They will play 7:30 against Struthers. So that will be a nice event for the kids. And then also, we were invited to the Christmas tournament at East Liverpool on December 28th and 29th. Our first game will be December 28th at 6 p.m. against Marlington. And then, depending on how we fare in that game, will depend on what time we play the next night. East Liverpool called this week, and they have invited Coach Huxold, myself, and 4 of our basketball players to a tip-off luncheon that they will be hosting at East Liverpool Country Club. It's kind of a way to raise some press time for that event. They'll be taking pictures and getting interviewed with the kids and the coaches and just trying to drum up some excitement as the holidays come about and people will be in town, and that way they'll be able to read about the upcoming tournament. And that's a big thing for our kids to be playing in. So those are some of the things that are coming up and some of the success that we've had and participation in numbers.
Is that a double elimination? Is that what that is?
For East Liverpool?
Yeah.
It's 2 games no matter what. If we win, we'll play in the championship. If we lose, we play in the consolation. So hopefully we're playing at 8 p.m. on Tuesday.
Right. That's our goal.
That's it.
The Lisbon superintendent had this to say.
I would just close up the superintendent's report by just talking about what's in your packet. And I want to draw your attention to the handout that talks about what to expect on the 2015 report card. Just a couple dates for you to keep in mind. The first, part 1 of the 2015 report card is set to come out January 14th. It will include 3 components: the K through 3 literacy piece, the graduation rate, and the prepared for success rate. So I'll be talking a little bit more in January, or in this case in February, because our next board meeting is prior to that report coming out. But I'll be talking about what the report card looks like and how we did. Looking at data on how our kids have tested up to this point, district-wide, they've tested very well. And I've included in your report the different scores and data that I've been able to ascertain in the math, reading, social studies, and science. And the different grade levels, the different buildings, the different tests that we've taken. The data looks encouraging and very positive on how hard our kids work and how hard our educators work, and in turn how hard our administration has worked. Our test scores are good. Understand that they are test scores on the PARCC test that no longer exists in the state of Ohio. So we'll be transitioning to a new set of tests that AIR will be giving. But we took AIR tests last year, and we scored very well on those as well.
On Tuesday, December 8th, 2015, Western Reserve News was at the Columbiana Board of Education meeting. At the Columbiana Board of Education meeting, we see examples of students brightening up ODOT snowplows.
Oh, that's sweet.
Great job.
That is really neat.
And PTO said that they would donate some t-shirts to the 2 kids that their designs won.
Oh, gosh.
And then this is one from Southside. And then the middle school, I have them every day for 9 weeks. So whoever was in that 8th grade bunch, were the ones who made this one. And that's Tyler on the left. When I originally thought this, I thought we could get him inside and put some paper underneath him. And then my husband said, it's like 2,000 pounds, right? Oh, maybe not. Yeah, so they will be out in town. Mrs. Murphy also did one. This is the high school one. It was the Monsters, Inc., the third movie. Anybody know the name of it? Monsters University. And there was a snow monster that was in the Phoenix.
That's cool.
This one.
Imagine that thing coming down the road and you're seeing that. Holy smokes. Welcome to Ohio. It snows here.
And it has little snow cones.
Great idea.
The Columbiana Interact Club was at the school board meeting, and they tell of their efforts to fill stockings with goodwill for our soldiers.
Mrs. Baylor and Mrs. Silver are the advisors to that group. So you want to introduce your kiddos that came today to talk a little bit about this?
I will. This is Mallory, Taylor, and Richard. And they will be telling you about their project. Go a little bit quicker. There we go. Taylor's going to, this is Taylor, Richard, and Mallory.
Hi, I'm a representative of CHS Interact, and as we explain our project, we have a slideshow of photos that I took during our project and photos sent to both seasoned soldiers overseas. Interact is the high school branch of Rotary International. This project fulfilled our international project for the year. All of these stockings were shipped to soldiers stationed overseas during the winter holidays. We had to gather stockings and donations very early since they were shipped out the first week of November in order to reach their destination on time for Christmas. They were shipped to countries such as Korea and Japan and other countries with active duty soldiers. We partnered again with the organization Boat Sees Boxes. Boat Sees, who lives in Wheeling, West Virginia, sends thousands of stockings during the holidays and sends care package boxes throughout the rest of the year. She started her work as a way to cheer up and thank our troops, and this was the 12th year for the stocking project. We are so proud of our Columbiana school community for their very, very generous contributions. We are so grateful and impressed. On behalf of Interact and the students of Columbiana, we would like to thank all of the veterans and those who are actively serving for their time and service.
Last week of October, there were 75 of these stockings stacked in the Columbiana classroom, stuffed to the very top with gifts for soldiers overseas. Even though it was only October, our school community looked ahead to the holidays and made very generous gifts. In every stocking, we included two lip balms to protect against the weather, especially in the desert, 2 packs of tissues to carry, travel wipes for times away from running water, snacks for free time or on the go, games and treats for the holidays, and notes and letters and creative writing from our students. The CHS Interact Club and the SSMS leadership groups took up this project to cheer up the men and women serving our country and to send a message of care at the holidays.
This letter actually was received last year. It came in my email right before the new year from a soldier who received one of our stockings. So I thought we would, this isn't the first I've gotten. I usually get 4 or 5 every year in my email. So Taylor's going to go ahead and read it for us.
Hello, I am an Air Force service member currently in Afghanistan. I received a stocking with cards from various 6th and 8th graders along with a bunch of candy. I wanted to thank you guys for organizing this program, and also thank to all the kids who made cards and picked up candy to add to the stocking. I was very excited about getting waffles in the stocking, so special thanks to whoever added them. Thanks for thinking of everyone who is overseas, especially some of the guys with families that they cannot be with. Just a quick about me and my home unit. I am stationed with 3rd Infantry Division at Fort Stewart in Kansas. I am part of the Air Force Weather Detachment there. My job in a nutshell is to make sure pilots do not fly into bad weather. Again, thank you to you guys and all the kids that sent out stockings. I know a couple of other guys who got them, and they were happy someone was thinking of them. Have a great New Year.
It was really successful this year. We had wonderful donations, like an enormous amount of donations from lots and lots of kids. I was very impressed with our community and how generous they were. And our kids learned to sew, because we had to sew the stocking shut. So some of the pictures you saw was them sewing the stocking shut so that they could be shipped. And I also have to put some props out to Mallory and her friend Emily. I didn't have to do, as an advisor, I didn't have to do anything. Mallory made all the phone calls. Mallory picked up all of the stockings. Mallory dropped them all off when they were done. So pretty much I had to just make sure my room was available for meetings. I was very impressed with the leadership that she provided and all the hard work the kids did.
So there was parents involved, there was children involved. How many children were involved in the whole thing?
These were Interact, and our Interact club we probably have about 20 of our Interact kids active in, at some point or another, in the project. Because we had the collection of the materials, we had the sorting of the materials, we had a big stocking stuffer day, we had at least 2 or 3 days of sewing stockings shut, we had people transporting materials, we had letters that were sent home, so there was an enormous amount of work. I mean, my classroom was packed. I mean, it was like an explosion happened. And teachers made donations, parents made donations. It was a very successful project. It's probably the most, we've done it for several years, but this is the year that it just was probably the most successful. And I think a lot of that was the leadership of our kids.
Where do you have to deliver them to?
Go ahead.
I had to drop them off to Bosie's daughter, who lives in, North Lima. So all I had to do was drive over there and drop off all the stockings.
They use military shipping. So they have a military cargo plane that brings them over. So the deadline is before Veterans Day every year. And she's a nationally recognized organization, but she's in Wheeling, West Virginia, and does this every year, and sends boxes through the rest of the school year as well. So during the rest of the year, they just send care packages of just things that people will need overseas, and it's a great organization. It really is. And it's nice to be able to partner with someone who's got it all put together, so you don't have to do all the legwork. She's a great partner.
It's great to see you showing all the leadership as well, and the whole group, so it's great.
It's just, what it does is it's teaching you guys to become humanitarians, right? And really make you understand how important it is that it's not always about us, it's about everybody else. And respecting those and understanding those men and women that serve. And I get emotional over it because I can't thank him enough. My cousin serves, all of them. And what you guys have done to those soldiers when they get those things like that, I can't tell you, because he's told me when they've got things from people like you, children like you, some of the soldiers sit there and cry to touch it. So what you've done, and to touch them at this point in time of the year, and all the time of the year, is beyond belief. You're true humanitarians. It's wonderful what you've done. Thank you so very much. It's unbelievable.
Thank you. Good job.
Good job.
Columbiana teacher Ron Mosier tells how students are making money by recycling.
We recycle each month. We get a certain amount for that. So we have anywhere between 0 and 3 and 99 hundredths of a ton. We get $5 per ton. If we have anything between 4 and 7 and 99 hundredths of a ton, we get $15 per ton. And anything 8 tons or more per month, we get $20 per ton. So like in example, if we had 4 tons in 1 month, we'd make $60 from that. If we had 8 tons, we'd make $160 from that. We are waiting for a bin to arrive at Joshua Dixon. The middle schools I know is back there, so they've been working on that. I get to work in both buildings, so I see them working at the middle school. I go through the classrooms at Joshua Dixon and see the bins are full. We're just waiting for our recycle bin to be placed outside so we can empty those and start refilling those again with paper that normally we throw away. Our 4th graders actually made boxes. They helped decorate the boxes, and they're taking them around. They got to choose different recycling emblems, and they colored them, and then they placed them throughout the building. This was made by one of the 4th grade classes first, but each of the grade levels created their own, and they started to deliver this to the teachers. Our 4th graders are then responsible to, each week, they're responsible for a certain teacher. They go and they will empty those bins. They're really excited about that. But I also want them to see that, their hard work's going to pay off, because we hope that any funds that we raise will go back right into things that they're going to be able to use in their classrooms.
So it will not go towards Mrs. Sharshan's pizza party.
Only if Mr. Rogers invited. No, we're hoping to put it towards technology needs.
That's
small
awesome.
things that we can do to help offset the cost of things that we use in the everyday classroom.
Great program.
And the Columbiana High School principal gives his report and recognizes student achievement.
The high school report is also in board chair. Under academics and curriculum, as Dave and Ken pointed out, on November 30th, we continued our writing across the curriculum professional development. I want to thank our Mahoney County ESC reps for coming down and helping so much. And also thanks to Jason Martin here for arranging the tech and other offerings in the afternoon. Although it's been highly publicized, I'd like to at this point say congratulations again to Ashley Orr, who was chosen as a Rhodes Scholar at YSU. I just read up on it, only 32 students were chosen, and it's a great honor, and we're proud that she's a former cook. Under students and community, Interact, NHS, and student government are currently helping with the Joy of Christmas Light Show in the park. I just found out from Mrs. Turpak today, they are working 108 shifts at an hour and a half shift per shift. So that's over 160 hours that they're donating their time. In our District 8 Honors Choir, I want to say congratulations to Donnie Frank and Kaylee Saunders for being chosen to that honor. And I want to echo Dave's thank you to Mr. Miller and Mrs. Cowan for their great Veterans Day performance. Also, I want to thank the student government for providing cookies and punch afterwards. Under school activities, the CHS Drama is presenting A Doll's House Friday and Saturday, the 18th and 19th at 7 p.m. and then Sunday matinee at 2 p.m. High school choir will be performing at Joshua Dixon, Windsor Estates, and the Southern Park Mall on the 18th. The holiday band concert will take place on the 13th at 6:30. And at this time, I'd like to run down all our postseason athletic honors, and we have quite a few, so bear with me. In boys soccer, Diego Valatoro, first team ITCL. Christian Weaver, second team ITCL. Gannon Hartley, honorable mention ITCL. In girls soccer, Hannah O'Connor, first team ITCL and first team county. Kendall Tile, honorable mention in both ITCL and county. Allison Kyle, honorable mention ITCL and Columbiana County. Boys golf, Jared Wilson, got first team ITCL, first team Northeast Ohio District, and first team All Ohio. Joe Lucci, honorable mention ITCL and first team Northeast Inland District. Bruce Wiggins, first team ITCL, first team Northeast Ohio, and second team All Ohio. Seth Ross, first team ITCL, second team Northeast Ohio District. Griffin Williams, second team All ITCL. Cross country, Jacob Connor, honorable mention ITCL. Tessa Liggett, honorable mention ITCL. Volleyball, Hannah Helm, first team ITCL, first team district. D. Dixon, second team ITCL, honorable mention in district. Brent Pennell, honorable mention ITCL. Football, Mitch Davidson, first team ITCL, first team Northeast Ohio, first team Columbiana County, first team Quad County, first team All Ohio. Jacob Ward, first team ITCL, first team Northeast Ohio, first team Columbiana County, first team Quad County, first team All Ohio. Dalton Miller, ITCL, honorable mention Northeast Ohio, first team Columbiana County, first team Quad County. Keenan Green, first team ITCL, first team Northeast Ohio, First Team Columbiana County, First Team Quad County, honorable mention All Ohio. Connor Stacy, First Team ITCL, Ann County. Tim Davin, First Team ITCL, honorable mention All District, First Team All County. Nate Armstrong, Second Team ITCL, First Team Columbiana County, First Team Quad County. Sean Conjemi, Second Team ITCL, First Team Columbiana County. Tanner Pearl, Second Team ITCL, honorable mention Columbiana County. Caleb Rupert, honorable mention ITCL, honorable mention Columbiana County. Cooper Smith, honorable mention ITCL, First Team Quad County. Tanner Smith, honorable mention ITCL, First Team All County. Zane Atkins, honorable mention Quad County. In case you couldn't keep up with me, 4 First Team All Ohio's this fall, 1 honorable mention. Thank you.
On Monday, December 7th, 2015, Western Reserve News was at the Lordstown Village Council meeting. Mayor Arnold Hill tells council of his idea to equip a new wellness room with almost new workout equipment.
Something I'd like to bring up, we had a weight room up at the gym, and a lot of the equipment in there isn't really commercial. It's kind of like maybe high-end home equipment. And the school is proposing to put one of the big rooms in the back to make a wellness center to go in line with the walking at the school and everything. And it's a fairly good-sized building. And I went there with Marty, and we met a guy named John Straub, who owns the Muscle Connection. And he took a look at it and said the equipment, I know here it was a couple of years ago, one of the pieces of equipment broke, and we had a tough time getting a replacement part for it. Isn't that right, Marty?
Yeah.
So we were talking about possibly upgrading that. Well, he goes and on occasion gets real good commercial exercise equipment, which he has a chance to buy back. Well, he had somebody in town who had bought like $38,000 of exercise equipment, and he got transferred out of town, didn't want to take it. He bought it for $20,000. He said he'd mark it up 10% and $750 to deliver and install it. And work in conjunction with the school, I will tell you there's a 3-core treadmill, a 3-core elliptical, a cycle, several hoist racks with rubber-coated dumbbells, hoist rack with weights with rubber-coated plate, and then a leg press. Normally, if we went out and would happen to buy that new, it'd be around $38,000. We could have that installed. He said it is like new because it was in a person's private basement gym. 1 year parts and labor would be $22,750. We had just met with him here at the end of last week. I don't know if there would be any interest to go in with the school to possibly take a look at that.
Following the village council meeting, re-elected council members were sworn in by Newton Falls Municipal Court Judge Philip Vigorito.
You raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Arno A. Hill,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the ordinances of the Village of Lordstown,
and the ordinances of the Village of Lordstown,
that I will not make any expenditure
that I will not make any expenditure
of public money
of public money
otherwise than that of adequate consideration
otherwise other than that of adequate consideration
and efficient service
and efficient service
to the Village of Lordstown,
to the Village of Lordstown,
that I will not be influenced by any consideration
that I will not be influenced by any consideration
except that of merit and fitness
except that of merit and fitness
in the appointment and discharge
in the appointment and discharge
of employees,
and
that in all other respects
I
I will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform all of the duties incumbent on me as the mayor of the Village of Lordstown, to which I've been elected, a term beginning January 1, 2016,
a term beginning January 1, 2016,
through December 31, 2019,
through December 31, 2019,
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. State your name.
I, John Mansell,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the ordinances of the Village of Lordstown,
and the ordinances of the Village of Lordstown.
that I will not make any expenditure
I will not make any expenditure,
of public money
public money,
otherwise than that of adequate consideration
otherwise of that of adequate consideration
and efficient service
and efficient service
to the Village of
to
Lordstown,
the Village of Lordstown.
that I will not be influenced by any consideration
I will not be influenced by any consideration
except that of merit and fitness
except that of merit and fitness
in the appointment and discharge of employees,
in the appointment and discharge of employees,
and that in all other respects
and that in all other respects
I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
all
of the duties incumbent on me
all the duties incumbent on me
as a member of council of the Village of Lordstown,
as a member of council of the Village of Lordstown,
to which I've been elected,
to which I've been elected,
a term beginning January 1, 2016,
to the term beginning January 1, 2016,
through December 31, 2019,
to December 31, 2019,
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Ron Radcliffe,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the ordinances of the Village of Lordstown,
and the ordinance of the Village of Lordstown.
and I will not make any expenditure of public money
I will not make any expenditure of public money
otherwise than that of adequate consideration
of otherwise than adequate consideration
and efficient service
and efficient service
to the Village of
to the
Lordstown,
Village of Lordstown,
that I will not be influenced by any consideration
that I will not be influenced by any consideration
except that of merit and fitness
except that of merit and fitness
in the appointment and discharge of employees,
in appointment and discharge of employees,
and that in all other respects
that in all other respects
I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform all of the duties incumbent on me,
I will discharge and
perform all of the duties incumbent on me
all the duties incumbent on me
as a member of council of the Village of
as a
Lordstown,
member of council of the Village of Lordstown,
to which I have been elected,
to which I've been elected,
a term beginning January 1, 2016,
term beginning January 1, 2016,
through December 31, 2019,
through December 31, 2019,
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I state your name.
I, William L. Blank,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of
that
America,
I'll support the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the ordinances of the Village of Lordstown,
and the ordinances of the Village of Lordstown,
that I will not make any expenditure
that I will not make any expenditure
of public money
of public money
otherwise than that of adequate consideration
otherwise than that of adequate consideration
and efficient service
and efficient service
to the Village of Lordstown,
to the Village of Lordstown.
that I will not be influenced by any consideration. You will not be influenced by any consideration
That I will not be influenced by any consideration
except that of merit and fitness
except that of merit and fitness
in the appointment and discharge of employees,
appointment and discharge of employees,
and that in all other respects
and that in all other respects
I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform all of the duties incumbent on me
all the duties incumbent on me
as the clerk of the Village of Lordstown,
as a clerk for the Village of Lordstown,
to which I've been elected,
to which I've been elected,
a term beginning April 1st, 2016,
a term that begins April 1st, 2016,
through March 31st, 2020,
through March 31st, 2020,
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
Congratulations. I state your name.
I, George Eberlin,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the ordinances of the Village of Lordstown,
and the ordinances of the Village of Lordstown,
that I will not make any expenditure of public money
that I will not make any expenditure of public money
otherwise than that of adequate consideration
otherwise than that of adequate consideration
and efficient service
and efficient service
to the Village of Lordstown,
to the Village of Lordstown,
that I will not be influenced by any consideration
that I will not be influenced by any consideration
except that of merit and fitness
except that of merit and fitness
in the appointment and discharge of employees,
in the employment and discharge of employees,
and that in all other respects
and that in all other respects
I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
all
of the duties incumbent on me
of the duties incumbent on me
as the treasurer of the Village of Lordstown,
as the treasurer of the Village of Lordstown,
to which I've been elected,
a
term beginning January 1, 2016,
a term beginning January 1, 2016,
through December 31, 2019,
through December 31, 2019,
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
Congratulations.